Today I'm going to be talking about how and why the Sewing Retreat began. My name is Sarah and I'm the owner and founder of the Sewing Retreat that began back in London in 2014. It all started thanks to a lovely fashion student, Lucia, who was at London College of Fashion at the time and doing a Masters in Marketing and Business. To coincide with her business plan, she wanted to have a collection to show with her. And her business plan consisted of a collection that was going to be using ethically sourced fabrics and materials. So this meant that she was using recycled fabrics from Slovenia, where she was from, as well as organic fabrics that she'd sourced from England. Now these, as I discovered as we went along, weren't very easy to source, and I was really curious as to why she was using organic fabrics. I've known about fabrics all my life, and my mum used to sit me on the table while she'd be choosing fabrics in Laura Ashley when I was a child, or the local sewing shop, and I used to wonder what on earth she was choosing and why she was choosing it. But as I got older, I loved it too, and I got into patchwork and quilting, used to enter competitions when I was a teenager, when I was meant to be doing my homework, and I just loved it. So meeting Lucia and hearing about organic fabrics was a little strange to me because I didn't understand why we would use organic if everything else was cheap and we were doing good in the world anyway because we were sewing, and it was just a little strange to me. So I began to research and ask her more and more questions because she'd obviously looked into it beforehand to develop her business plan. And as I looked into it, I discovered there were other options in the world, and there were people who wanted these sort of fabrics because they were being produced, and there was lots of reports on how the fabrics we use are really unethical for the world, and actually one of the worst things that we are doing to the planet, which is producing all of these fabrics that produce fast fashion and our clothing. And so I began to source organic fabrics and trimmings, and I thought, how much could I spend to set up this business and just try it out, see if anyone wants to buy anything, and if they don't, then I'll just use the fabrics myself. So this is what I did, and I luckily saved a little bit of money from when I was younger, and I put in £4,000, which was all I'd saved up, and started the Sewing Retreat. This meant I could get enough stock to be able to sell the fabric and have stuff to be able to sell to you. I started taking photos myself. I couldn't afford a photographer or a web designer or a marketer or anything. So I did everything else myself, set up my own website with one of the website platforms where they assist you to build your website. Set up an Etsy store as well because I thought the more stores I can have, the easier it would be to sell things. And somehow, as I went along, then people were finding me and they were searching for my things and asking if I could do other fabrics or other trimmings or if I could do this and that. So it just built up more and more, which was amazing. And I could see the value of it to the world, and it was so nice to feel like I was doing my little bit for the planet as well. So here we are, 5 years on, and I'm actually now in Thailand, Chiang Mai, and I work remotely because my partner and I decided that we wanted to travel the world before having children in a couple of years' time, and it was either now or in a few years' time. And our London life was so busy and hectic that we just weren't enjoying anything, and we felt very stressed out and we kept getting ill. So we just booked a one-way flight. I make it sound easy, but it was not easy at all. Booked a one-way flight and came to Bali, and since then we've been travelling around, staying for around a month in each location. And this has been such an amazing opportunity. I've spent the time developing the Sewing Retreat whilst my mum really kindly offered to send out all your orders. I actually thought I was going to have to close the Sewing Retreat when I started travelling because I didn't know who would help me out, and then my mum actually offered. And it took me a few days to be convinced because I didn't want to put that kind of burden on her, but I think she's really enjoying it, which is lovely to see as well. And she gets excited to see your orders and send them all off, so they're all sent from Cornwall in England. And meanwhile, I work on the website, the marketing. I am working on building up more products to make more of your projects possible. And with the opportunity to go to the factories in Japan, it meant that I could really see what was possible out there. And as I travel further, I'm going to try and visit more people who do organic textiles and try and get an understanding as to what else is out there, what else is possible, and how I can really help with your sewing projects, and how I can help teach people how to sew and pattern craft who may not be able to have the chance to be able to do that. I hope you've enjoyed my little video on how the sewing retreat and why the sewing retreat began. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below or just send me a message. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear your story too and what you're making with our products. I'm always fascinated to know. Thank you again. Thanks.